like to refrain from calling myself even sovereign because they have
You have a card?
they'll
Yeah.
try to put you in a category. The police and whatever they have like labelments now. So you don't need to. You just know yourself that you are sovereign, and you know enough education of history of why that is. Basically, everything is. If you know enough of your rights and how to reserve it, then basically it's the same thing.
You're totally ignored from arraignment to your court here.
Did you? I tried to ask her to record at least.
Right.
Did you turn that on?
I just turned on out here. I get in trouble to turn on in there without permission.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be on record on transcript.
So,
anyways.
so let me ask you this. You claim to be a sovereign individual, right?
Like I said, I like to reframe. I am in myself free of rights and everything, which equates to being a sovereign individual.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to say that in the courtroom or to the officer because then they're going to categorize me.
Right.
That's what this is what they're starting to do. That they're trying to make the image of sovereigns, other people, kind of streak away from.
Right.
You know.
I noticed you're talking about the fraud in the court. Can you tell me about that?
There's a huge amount of fraud, and
You're ignored.
I wasn't really prepared for this.
I understand.
I don't really want to get into it too much more. I'm not really even a people person that much. I'm trying to be more to even be photogenic or whatever in front of the
Right.
camera. But okay, what was the question exactly?
The fraud of the court. I noticed you're bringing.
Well, yeah, I was saying like corpus delicti, cause of action, and then there's a reason why if you heard me say a lot, I don't understand. I don't understand. It means more than just understanding. It does mean that too, but it also means like stand under their authority. And if certain things are going on properly, then they could have the legal, lawful, which is a little different. But okay, corpus delicti, they don't have a right. This offense is for it's a non-victim crime. So that is a violation of a few things. Let's just say one of the least that you say to them is the Constitution, and there's other things that Constitution recognizes, and that's not your rights. That's the protection that holds them back. That you kind of like say, hey, throw at their face.
Yeah, one of my friends going to court right now, David Davis,
What was
and he's going to court for interfering with a police officer when he was filming the police. So,
But what is the most irritating that I see from the very beginning of arraignment to this formality of scheduling a hearing? They ignore whatever you say. They just plow right through, ignore whatever is said to the court. You have no rights, and they just go ahead.
Didn't I tell you exactly what they're going to try to do today?
He was almost arrested in arraignment
yeah.
because.
But you saw how I clogged them up here, right? Well, arraignment, I clogged them up too. There's some proceedings that they must even do, and the arraignment is the most important part. That's why they always try to hush you up.
He's
And-
served jail time for contempt of court. For how long was that?
Well, that's a different issue.
Yeah, but the thing of it is that was arraignment.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, if you disagree with the courts and you say you disagree with the courts, then they call that contempt. I call it freedom of speech, but they call it contempt.
Yeah, because you see, the only thing they want to do is go through with their procedures, and they don't want to hear anything else.
Well, see, that one I could appeal, and I've been trying to, walk with work and life and everything, trying to study and everything. But that one should be no jurisdiction on what happened. But
From the district
basically why I
attorney
got-
to everyone in that courtroom, they have just one goal, and that is to do what they're there to do, and they're not gonna listen to whatever you say.
Right.
Whether it's your rights.
See, Clackamas, as Clackamas, that's my experience with Clackamas. And I found out real quick that they're like one of the dirtiest. And by serving contempt, other people told me they're like up there on the third worst jail, and I guess Oregon on their proceedings in court is for criminal defense and whatever that goes on with that
Right.
is right there number one. But why I got the contempt on that, I didn't understand and know enough as much I know now. But it was basically, he gave me contempt of court because I told him I didn't understand. And that violates due process right there.
Right,
And he
it
knew
does.
it. And that's why because there's more to it, but I was,
How many-
it was weird over there. They said I wasn't in custody. And yeah, that's
So much fraud everywhere. in the
Right.
system.
but
I mean, it's continuous, but most
I've-
people don't assert their rights.
Right.
I've showed it more on this, dealing with this case. I've actually been rearranged now on this issue 2 or 3 times. And like I said, I could even, whenever they decide, oh, we screwed up, or I put down, hey, you skipped this part on the arraignment, guess what? That's not only violating everything else of the other law, but that's violating your own ordinances and codes and everything.
Right.
And
It's dirty. It's
and so what I was
dirty.
getting at is I could possibly be arraigned again.
Right. Well, the whole court thing's dirty because, you know, you go to court, you're convicted. They go, okay, we'll give you probation, and they get money for the probation. That's my buddy Keith Davis.
Yeah,
And then
it's equity.
then they go, well, we want you to do pay restitution.
It's and
You know.
what it is they're thieves and they're doing thievery and fraud by stealing from you. And when it's like an issue like this, and most of why people are going to court is for something that's not a true crime. You know, you don't wear a seatbelt. Some stupid as that, you talk on the phone, but you didn't hurt no one. You know,
Right.
the media is behind it. The media is control. You know, they got things that make you brainwashed.
And
People don't realize we're smart. We will self-regulate and figure it out. You know, we don't need a system. It's just dragging us down.
and next thing you know, you're on a work crew. You're basically doing slave work for the state for free.
The only
And the monetary
recourse you have-
system is just a big joke also.
Yeah.
And this is it's kind of connected all together. It's like a big, huge,
The only
lump
recourse you
of
have is to
shit.
go on record and wait
Put in a
until
ball
it
or
goes
something,
to
you
a
know,
level that you can appeal and fight for your rights. You can't do anything on this level.
No, it's set up that way. And they want you to have an attorney and
Yeah, a court appointed.
No.
Do you see that lady in there? With
Yeah.
There's a
his
reason why they're
representation
forcing
of
me.
Court appointed.
There's a
She
reason
didn't
why they're
care.
doing that. It's because once
Right.
they give you an attorney, and see, I've never agreed to that and everything. Now I have to agree to for them to unrepresent. But then I put myself in the jurisdiction of me acting like an attorney of representing is representing.
Did you see where he
And then
has that he has no idea who she is? What is she there for? They never give him any information.
Yeah,
about
well,
it.
the
Right.
big thing with law is I never consented. I never asked for it. You know, they're trying
And
to
then they
force.
just hand him the paperwork.
Yeah, I noticed that. They didn't even talk to him. They just, okay, it's this date. He has to show
And
up.
when he says, "Who are you?" and she just ignores it.
Yeah.
You're going to be arrested, and you're going to have a warrant for your arrest if you don't show up on this date. That's
Right.
what she said.
So Yeah, man. Wish I could say more insight. Like I
Okay.
said, I've never done this. And,
All right,
so
thanks.
good I am.
Well, I'll conclude this. I just wanted to get your insight.
And